Hey everyone, it's Min here from On a Stampage with another video tutorial for Paper Sweeties. This is for our May 2015 release. I'm really excited to share with you the new Happy Stamp set and the coordinating Happy Sweet Cuts. They are so much fun, and I've got some tips for how you can stretch your dies. The first one is kind of what I've done here on this card. I hope that you can see it. I've created a shadow, and then the sentiment is sparkly. And let me get in so you can kind of see. Do you see that shadow? So I'm going to show you how to create that effect. And I'm going to do it as a one-layer card, which kind of scares me, but that's okay. We can do this together, right? So I'm going to take the Happy Sentiment from this Happy Stamp set, and I'm going to ink it up with some gray ink because that's the color I want my shadow to be. And you can use any color. If you wanted to do a different color scheme, it's totally up to you. I just like the way the gray looks with the different colors that I've been using. So I'm going to ink that up. And since this is going to be a semi one-layer card, I got to be kind of strategic about where I stamp my sentiment. So look at that. Isn't that awesome? It's so big and bold, and it's absolutely fabulous. Now, you're not going to want to stamp and then die cut, because the die cut of the word is a lot thinner. So here I have a pink sparkly die cut of the word, and this is going to be used to go over our word so that it looks like it's shadowed, okay? So first step, stamp your image in whatever shadow color you want, and then you're going to die cut the same word out. I'm going to take some adhesive and get this adhered to my card base, okay? So when you go to create the shadow, what you're going to want to do is make sure that your die cut is off to the side of the stamped word. And it's really easy to do. It kind of just falls right in place, and then you can push it down really well. Be careful, because you know these are thin and you don't want them to break, so make sure that you get it on there the first time. So let me show you that. Doesn't that look awesome? It just gives it some more depth, and so it's going to really look awesome as a one-layer card. Well, semi one-layer, because technically this is two. So after I do my happy, I'm going to take, you can do happy birthday, and then there's the sweet as can be also. So I'm going to take the birthday sentiment, and I'm going to stamp that in turquoise, kind of off to the side over here to fill in, to make a complete block across the top of my card. So think composition while you're doing this too. So I'm taking my turquoise ink, inking up my stamp. I'm going to line that up and stamp that. Okay, so I've got my happy birthday, and then all this card really needs is a little bit of bling. So I've got some enamel stars that are also glittery that I'm going to use. These are really fun. They're from Freckled Fawn, and I like the colors of them. So I'm just going to do a couple of stars on here. I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. So there we have a quick one-layer-ish birthday card using this same technique of the shadow. Now, if you're like me, you don't want to waste any glitter paper, because see, this is glittery. It's a little bit expensive. So I decided after I did this that I was going to make something else with the negative of that die cut, and this is what I came up with. It's a really fun, it looks kind of like a little decal. Let me get closer so you can kind of see the colors. My lighting's not exactly how I want it to be. Anyway, so I'm going to show you how to create this. So, out of my happy, did you hear my dog come in? She's the little jingly noise that you hear. So I've got my negative, okay? Then I've got a piece of paper that's just a little bit bigger for matting. And then I die cut the sentiment happy again out of black, okay? And the cool thing about this is you can stick this down here like this, And you're gonna, it's like inlaid dies. So you're gonna lay this in here and push it down really good. Then when you flip it over, you can put the adhesive on this entire thing and you don't have to adhere 2 pieces. I think that that is a great tip because I'm lazy and I like to save time. So hopefully that tip will help you. You are going to want to get a lot of adhesive on it so that that inlaid die will stay in there. It's going to get a little sticky. So excuse me while I get my fingers off. Okay, so I pushed that in there and now I'm going to mat it onto here. Okay, and then for this card, I've got a card base that is craft card that I put some pattern paper on. And I thought that I would just put the happy straight across here. And then I was like, okay, I need to stamp birthday, but I didn't like how it looked. So I've got this little stamped birthday already, and I'm going to slide that underneath here to make it kind of a tab. So my first step is going to be to glue this across the top, layer it underneath my happy. Hopefully I can do this upside down. There we go. Okay, I like that. And then I think I'm going to use some dimensional foam to pop that up off of the base just to give it a little bit of dimension. So let me grab some of these foam tabs. Stick those on here. Sorry, I know this is kind of boring. Let me take the backings off of this. So that'll just give it a nice little bit of dimension. And I think that this card, even though it is going to be dimensionalized, it'll still mail well because it's not going to have any pieces that are technically popping up, you know, like rhinestones or anything like that. Okay, so I'm going to stick that right here. And I think that that's done. I mean, you could add some little bling to that if you wanted to. You could maybe add some baker's twine, but I like that just how it is. So there you go. 2 ways. Let me get these back out over here. 2 ways to use your dies and make them stretch with the new Paper Sweeties Happy Stamp Set and Happy Sweet Cuts. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you take some time today to try these techniques out. And until next time, hugs and happy stamping, friends. See ya.